The Lighthouse Pub, a great place by the water to meet up with friends. Of all the different boats lined up here on Chalong Bay, there's one that goes out almost every day and is very different from the others. Join me and find out why. Today I'm catching up with one of my old friends, Gordon Williams, who has a unique and successful business called River Rovers, which offers fully catered boat trips to a rather vast but little-known wonderland around Phuket and Phang Bay. What makes your trip more different from other trips?
Well, when we leave the beach, all the speedboats that go out to Phi Phi and Ratcha, they all turn right or they go straight ahead. We turn left. We're the only company that goes left. And we go out into the wilds and get away from all the tourist boats, and where we go there's nobody, absolutely nobody. Thank you. This is our hostess Rak, Kun Rak, River Rovers hostess. Okay, we've just left Chalong Bay and we're heading towards the mangroves, and in the mangroves we normally see quite a few different types of birds. Yeah, we're likely to see the red shanks, and in fact there's a few right over there now, and I can see some white egrets, and there's a couple of grey egrets. Oh, and there's also a white-bellied sea eagle over there, so he's sitting up there waiting to dive for his fish and for his breakfast, I suppose.
The wildlife-rich mangroves are a truly unique type of tree, which are essential to maintain the coastal ecosystem. They are also a birdwatcher's paradise, and Gordon has thought of everything. Now, was that a brown-winged kingfisher or a mangrove peter?
As you can see, there's a lot of longtails anchored here. These are the local fishermen's, and they're all very new. And on the banks there, you see those white buildings. Those are new prawn farms which were wrecked during the tsunami, and those have all been rebuilt with donations from overseas. Yeah, the prawn farms there, they are farming tiger prawns, which are probably the most popular prawn amongst the tourists that come to Phuket, especially in Patong. They charge an awful lot of money. But we're going out to the local fish farm for lunch, and they charge half the price of Patong. So you want a cheap meal? Come with River Rovers.
Gordon's knowledge of this region and its ecology is extensive, and his commentary was given in a very interesting but relaxed fashion.
This is the entrance to Klong Mudong. We'll be going through a little Thai village here. River Rovers affectionately call it Klong Gordon, after Captain Gordon. A klong is like a river, but it's fed by the sea, so rivers have tributaries which are fed by fresh water, but this is all seawater. This is the village of Klong Mudong, and was also badly damaged during the tsunami. And as you can see, the walls are all concrete now and the jetties are all concrete, but they were bamboo and all the boats were tied to them, got wrecked. And when the tsunami came through, all these longtails ended up high up in the mangroves, and when the tsunami receded, all the boats were stuck up in the trees, and it was quite an amazing sight. That's the wreck from the tsunami. The fish farms we're coming up to are crab farms, mussel farms, oyster farms, lobster farms. Now you can see the local fisherman here. He's feeding his fish for the day. Feeds them with small fish. They go fishing out into the bay, and they catch the small fish and they bring them back to the fish farms, and then they put them in the traps, and then they feed them daily with very, very small fish, and grow them. Here's the local people now, the local villagers building their house by the river. It looks quite a luxury home. And a little bit further on, we've got them sitting on their homemade patio out over the river bank and having a beer maybe. See, they've got a little baby there. And they love to wave to the boat when we go by. Sawadee Kap! Sawadee Mai! Ah! This is real Thailand. This is what you're seeing now, real Thailand. These are the people, this is where they live, this is what they do.
I remember when you first started it, Gordon. When was this?
It was 2002. When we arrived from South Africa on our yacht in 1999, we did a lot of traveling with the boat around this sort of area, and we found that there were many places we couldn't get to because the water was too shallow. And suggested to my girlfriend that we maybe start a business to do this type of thing, to get into the non-tourist areas of Phuket. And seems like it's working at the moment.
And you got the boat specially made with a low draft.
Yeah. We found a designer here in Phuket, and a friend of mine was he was a cabinet maker. And this was the first boat he ever built. But since he's built this boat, he's built 5 or 6 others, and everyone now is scrambling to get a boat built by Roger Diggelman.
What do people like most about the River Rovers trip?
I think mostly it's about getting away from mainstream tourism. That's what we try to do. As you can see on this trip we've done today, we haven't seen a tourist yet. We don't have a tight schedule. We're very flexible with these trips, and if it's a private tour, the people can start at any time they want to start. They can start at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever time. We can come back at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I don't mind. It really doesn't matter. And because we are trying to be a little bit different.
Have you seen many changes in the time you've been doing these trips?
Oh, really the only changes we've seen have been through the tsunami, which did a lot of damage in this area. So a lot of it's been rebuilt, and it's a little bit more modern than it was, but it's still very charming, and it's away from tourism, which is the main thing. We are going to visit the old lady in the village.
Right.
We're going through this little canal here and through the re-established mangroves. And there's a little old village here. It's very Thai. That's what this trip is all about. This you won't find in Patong, Coron or Qatar.
Right, really off the beaten track or off the beaten clong. Really.
Oh, that's what River Rovers tries to do. We try to get people away from tourism and into these rural areas to see some real Thailand.
Right.
This is a little lake where the local people that live in these houses actually put their nets down and catch crabs and prawns.
It's really beautiful. It's enchanting. It's like a quiet little private lagoon.
It's absolutely beautiful.
And absolutely private. This reminds me of the old Thailand that I used to know when I came here for the first time 40 years ago, when life was always on the rivers and the clongs, or most of it, and you'd go to Thonburi on the other side of Bangkok and see the people living on their stilted houses and paddling little canoes. It's so enchanting. It's like a little piece of the past, a little hidden oasis within the whole city, not far from Phuket town. Do you always take people on kayak trips?
We've always got the kayak with us.
Right.
And 99% of the time we come into this little enclosed area of mangroves here, and show the people how the Thai people really live.
Yeah, so not so much of it left, certainly around in Phuket, is there?
No.
But in the rest of Thailand, probably rebuilt. This is very typical life in Thailand on the waterways. I'm really glad I came on this trip, Gordon. I can understand why you really love this particular little corner of Thailand.
Well, we're coming up this gully now, which is the first time I've been up here with this big boat, but we've got 1.2 meters of water, so it's pretty clear. And we're searching for the monkeys. I don't really know where it goes, but I know the monkeys do get up here, so we're exploring a bit now, and hopefully we find the monkeys. So just keep your eyes peeled, and we're going to call for them. This is not the only trip we do. We do trips up to Phang Nga, and we've got some out-of-the-way little resorts that we visit, and we do day trips out of there. But we can also do liverboard trips. People can sleep on board and go away for 3 or 4 days on the boat, which is a lot of fun. And we're going out to the fish farm just now for lunch, and they definitely don't see any tourists. We are the only boat, the only company that takes tourists to the fish farms, and they're able to walk on the fish farms, go and experience how the Thai people really live.
Our charming hosts were very happy to welcome us into their daily lives on their fish farm home. As a Farang, I couldn't imagine living on a structure like this, but it's just another fascinating part of life here in Thailand. The many varieties of fish farmed here are for sale to both restaurants and aquariums.
Oh, look at those lobsters. Look at wow. 1,650 baht a kilo.
Wow, why this
Patong, 3,500 baht a kilo. You want nice cheap lobster? Come here.
What color this one?
Yeah, that's different color, yeah. 1,650 baht a kilo.
What?
By now, we were all famished on the floating fish farm and ready to enjoy a great seafood lunch.
Yeah, we want to eat. Come on.
Well, we've had some good times on it too.
Yeah, we
a few good parties. Yeah, and they're still going, I think.
Yeah, it's still going strong, yes.
Okay, chok tikam.
Chok tikam. Chok tikam.